Well, in today's Wellness Wednesday, it's back to school season, but many children have been stuck at home since schools closed in March, and that may be continue right now as some districts are pivoting to remote learning. So how can you make sure that your child is emotionally and socially ready to head back to class? Well, we have the Executive Medical Director for Regents Blue Shield of Idaho, Dr. Amy Kahn, here to explain. Good morning, Dr. Kahn. How are you?
Good morning. Good to be here, Frankie.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. First, even if school has already started for some, what can parents do to make it a smooth transition back to the routine of classes and homework?
Right. So whether your child is going to school for the first time, going back to the same school, or starting a new school, there's no doubt that many kids are feeling a sense of anxiety, maybe a little reluctance. We can absolutely help dispel any uncertainty by really allowing the child to sort of become familiar with the school, drive by it, whether the teaching is going to be online or a hybrid or in person. Maybe you can get a virtual tour of the classroom or the school, or if there are opportunities to come onto campus, have a chance to meet the teacher in person, or to even do a quick Zoom call to not only meet the teacher, but your classmates. Really important to sort of make it more familiar for our kids as they head back to school this year, which is truly an extraordinary experience for everyone, but one that can be really much more comfortable by taking a few steps.
Absolutely. And you said the word uncertainty. It's uncertain times for adults. It's uncertain for children, which obviously will bring about those feelings of anxiety. Is there anything specifically in the home that parents can perhaps do for their children to maybe ease some of those, anxieties they might be feeling about starting school?
Yes, a few suggestions. Clearly, our kids are still developing, right? And what's important that we're addressing both their social and emotional health needs. So, from the start, really being open about communication, exploring their feelings, asking some open ended questions about how things are going. And for our younger kiddos, maybe a few games or drawing is a really good way to help them start to kind of get in touch with what's happening and listen for those certain cues or clues that they might be sharing. I think it's really important to keep that dialogue going, whether it's in the car, on the way to school, or dinner time is also a terrific time to be able to sit down and talk about how everybody's day went.
Absolutely. I think that's a wonderful tip. I think one of the things too about school and the important parts of school, especially for the younger kids, is you're not just learning the educational components, you're learning social components. You're learning about social cues and social graces. What are some ways that maybe parents can help guide their kids at home to engage with their classmates?
Right. So it's going to look a little different. People aren't all getting together in person anymore, but that doesn't mean we can't still get people together virtually to either connect, maybe check in. There's often some games that can be played together. Really important that we're encouraging our kids to maintain social connection, and not just with their peers, with other family members. Maybe it's siblings or grandparents or others in the community that they have a relationship with, a scoutmaster, youth group, what have you, just to
Mm,
maintain that sense of connection that's so important for these kids to be successful.
absolutely. Well, thank you so much for all of this advice, Dr. Khan. We really appreciate it. And hopefully these parents can take something away from it. Now,
Absolutely.